you should be good to go.
Hi everyone. Sorry I'm late.
My fault.
Finishing up a project and lost track of time, and then my IT guy wasn't here. But this was the project I was finishing up, and this is going to be Digital Dealer June. It is the Father's Day wallet. Oops, didn't trim up my threads yet, but it is super cute. This is definitely one of my favorite projects, and there's two different ones. There's this one. There's also the one that has like ocean waves and fishtails in it. And I was trying to figure out, did it really matter to have the topper? Can you tell which row has topper and which row does not? Because looking at it, I really couldn't tell the difference. So I was about to finish this up, and then I realized, oh my God, it is 12 o'clock and I am not here. Hopefully you're out. You're not here either, and you're enjoying Memorial Day. This is what I would be doing anyways. So that's what I was working on. So today, I didn't have a plan. I just go, today's going to be a finishing day for me. And so I need to finish just about everything. And I thought the thing I'd start to finish like that. See, this is I call this my urgent finish area. Do you see this? This is urgent finish. This is like close to being done, but not quite there. I'm going to work on that. And then I am going to do it's going to be seriously a hodgepodge of projects today. So I was thinking, because I was still working on it. Shout hooray. I just never get as much done as I think I'm going to get done. So let's go ahead and get out balloons too, because that's like something I need to finish. Ta-dun, ta-dun, dun, 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 dun. And then you guys can work on whatever. Today is like I said, it's a hodgepodge. I was going to start Cuties 2 next week. I'm thinking I need to still get a couple of people their kits, which won't go out until Thursday. So I'm thinking we'll start it, I have to look at the calendar, but possibly next Friday. I don't know if we're going to start on Monday. I will update you, and I will send you a note too. Hello, hello. Wasn't that cute, Sanella? Like, that wallet is so... This is so cute. I just love it. I don't have anything to put in here. Do I have like credit cards or anything? I don't have anything to put in here. But I love this, and I'm all about grab and go. And I was thinking I'm going to stitch some, when we do the class, I think I'm going to use maybe pink. I'm going to use different color leather because I'm going to do some for the girls. And I have about 1,000,001 graduation parties to go to. So I was thinking I could just stitch these out, and then I'll put a little gift card, or I'll put cash in here. And put a little special note. Congratulations, graduate. I've known you since you were like 5 years old. I love you. And, whatever you want to put in there. And then I can slip a little money in this part. And then we'll do girl ones, and we'll do boy ones. Or, I know everyone's gender fluid these days. I will just use something neutral. And you can just give it to whoever. But these, I just love them. And they stitched out pretty quickly. Like, you could literally fill your hoop with them. And, do the tops to all of them. And then do all the tops and the backs. And you could probably, in an hour, maybe stitch out, 4 of them. Or something like that. It's quick. Okay. We'll put that to the side. Hello, hello. So Linda, I was thinking about getting out my Oh So Delightful too, because I was going to trim. Patrick and I yesterday morning got up and we did some videos because I filmed a ton of videos that have never been posted because they needed to be edited and sliced and diced. And so we did some of that. So you might see some videos go up that you go, oh, That's kind of from a while ago because it is from a while ago. All right, I'm going to stitch out the balloons. While I'm stitching out the balloons from Oh So Delightful, and I'm doing balloons too because I had made a mistake when I did them the first time. So I want to redo them. But I did go ahead and was this from last time? This is going to be balloons too. And these are ones that are like trimmed out and ready to go. Is that balloons too? Oh, and you know what else? I did stitch these together. We could go ahead and we could do the quilting on these. So this one and then the 9 patches. Here's the stuff for the 9 patch. So we could do that too. I really did not plan for today. This morning I got up at, what time did I get up? I got up at like 6 o'clock and I immediately came downstairs and I had all sorts of issues. So I had to update my machine. After I updated my machine, Patrick had to clear the memory because for some reason I wasn't able to, I was having issues bringing up my designs. And then I figured out, I think it was just the USBs I was using. It wouldn't take my USB. That is what I figured out. And I reformatted it. I was just having one of those mornings. And then I didn't have my stuff. I had to run to the store. Because Michelle and I are working on a collaborative scan and cut, IQ designer, sewing, piecing class, and I couldn't find the cord to my scan and cut. That's the kind of morning I was having. So I'm going to go ahead and stitch balloons too. And while I'm stitching that, we'll go ahead and trim out all my Oh So Delightful. And I literally have all of my... Life is Better in Full Bloom. That all has to be trimmed out. This is just a sit and sew today. This is, there's no real agenda. I'm just grabbing and finishing things up. So, balloons too, I'm going to be in my 6x10 hoop. And the reason I'm doing this again is because I laid down my fabric when I wasn't supposed to lay it down. And then it just didn't work out. Hang on. I'm going to bring my mic over closer too. So hopefully that'll sound better. 6x10 hoop. Muslin. Muslin. Check. 6x10 hoop. Check. What's this? This looks like... Will this fit? No! And then I refilmed some stuff. Perfect. But we put it on the right side. I'm still absolutely loving my sewing room. Whoops. I think what I need to work on next is like filming apparatus. I don't know if I've watched some videos. I was going to try some stuff like, let me go, because I use these filming arms. And I have 2 of them here. This is what we use at the store. But they start to not hold. And that's why sometimes when I'm filming, they'll just kind of pop up into the air. And I'm like, oh my God. There we go. Okay. When I hoop, I like to get it in. Then I'm going to hand tighten. And then I'm going to pull out the wrinkles. And last night I was going to do a day of stitching. We have a friend that came to visit. And I was like, Patrick, I can't hang out. I gotta work. And then our friend came with his daughter and I haven't seen them in like years. And then of course I started hanging out because, oh my God, his daughter. And then I used my hoop tightener. She's so cute. So next thing I knew, I was doing like arts and crafts with her and we were painting, we were watercoloring, and then we were making jewelry, and that's just how it goes. And I told, his name is Johnny. I was like, Johnny, I told Patrick I wasn't going to hang out with you. And he's like, no, you need to hang out. So I hang out. All right, let's go on over to the machine. And we are going to follow the directions this time, so it will be done right. I have my ScanNCut out. I have, I was scanning stuff on my ScanNCut. I was like, wow, if you know me, I rarely use my ScanNCut because I'm scared of it. And I need time with it. And I've just been busy. It's my ScanNCut and my long arm that someday I'm going to be an expert on both of those. I'm just not an expert yet. All right. Let me pull out my handy dandy drawer to get my bobbins. I need to move these. I need to swap it just because I put those, I had my table on the other side to start with, and then I switched it. But I haven't moved the stuff that was in there yet. Filtech bobbins. So pre-wound bobbins, the ideal, it's ideal for you to have something a little heavier in the upper than the lower. You should have lighter thread here. That's why when you get your machine, they include bobbin thread a lot of times. You want something a little lighter so it's not a battle. Did I pick up my batting? I don't think I did. So for this, I am going to need batting that's 6x8. Let's go ahead and load our design first. Hopefully I have it on the USB. We are doing Shout Hooray quilt. And we want Celebration 6. I didn't have this last time we were stitching. I felt like hobbled. Block by block. And we want Celebration 6, 6x8. 6x8. Are there two of them? There's only one. Set. We're going to use a 6x10 hoop. Let me go here. Frame size. That's too big. We need to be in a, look, 8.5 by 6.5. What did I do this in last time? Balloons. That's wrong. Let me fix that. I will fix that. I'm going to go 8x12. It's 9.5 by 14. I should have 12-inch. What is this? Everything but oh, here we go. Okay. 8x12 or 7x12, whichever you prefer. Here's 7x12 and these, so I reposted these because I redid these. In the second video, I did it with, you were supposed to choose colors that you could see. And I had just done them with white, so I redid them. I played that game in my head, like, should I just leave it? Does it really matter? And then I just ended up redoing them. So the 6x8 designs, when you have a 6x8 and you add the quilting, it's going to add 1/2 inch, and that bumped me out of my 6x10 hoop. Here we go. That's going to be a little bit better. Make sure everything is flush feel underneath. save this for the next one. Pop this under. Hello. Hi, Susie from West Jordan, Utah. Is that I'm going to sew, is that, hey, Annette, we are doing, if you're just joining us, we're just doing a sit and sew. Just work on whatever project you want to work on. For me, I am working on, I'm working on a little bit of everything. I'm going to stitch out balloons too, which I couldn't decide if I was going to do or not. And then I decided I was going to do it because it just didn't look good. There's the truth. Because I had made a mistake. So I'm using today's sit and sew as a finishing day for me. Because I really need it. And I need this time with you because it keeps me on track and committed. So my blocks, we're doing balloons 2. So that's balloons 1. This is going to be balloons 2. Go ahead and set it. Let's look at our instructions because I think this one wasn't centered. And I'm going to have to change it on my spreadsheet because I had it on there as in your 6x10. So, see below. Align balloons. Align the block embroidery file 1/2 inch from the left side of the quilting design and 3/4 from the bottom of the quilting design. Let's look at the picture. Hi, Miss Kathy. She's sewing along, making microwave bowl cozies for the arts and crafts show in 2 weeks. Oh, nice, Kathy. You're going to be busy, right? You know what it is? With us, we're makers, and makers got to make. And sometimes there's only so much we can give away, and then we go, oh, we'll make some money, which will never be enough to cover what you spend. But at least you can recoup some of it, right? Okay, I'm going to put my grids up. My grids, because it's asking me for some measurements. So go back into your settings. This is the only time I really use my grids. And these are going to be 3/4 inch. So I'm going to just put these in. And that way I can see these are 1 inch. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and move these separately. So, and then when I go to my next screen, they'll be grouped. So I'm going to take this one and I can see my 1 inch marks and I'm going to just go ahead and put it on that. Let's blow it up a little bit. Let's go 200%. Hand. Here we go. So now you can kind of see the edge of my design and the 1 inch blocks. I'm going to go edit, move, use your finger to get in the vicinity, use your arrows for perfect placement. And now I am perfectly placed on that line. I think I'm either a little up or a little below, so I'm just going to leave it like that. All right, now it wants you to align the embroidery file. We want 1/2 inch here on that side and 3/4 inch there. I'm 1 inch, so I'm just going to kind of eyeball, and eyeballing is going to be good enough. So we want the other design. So I don't want to move this one. I'm just going to use my select buttons to find it. And it's not in my view. I'm going to bring it up. There he is. I can see it. I knew he was down below. Here we go. And I really have to see down here. So I'm going to get to my hand. And we'll move. Whoops. My hand. There we go. All right. Select. That can show me right there. I can see the red line. That's going to be the quilting design. Now I'm going to go to the other one. Red boxes around the balloons. And I'm going to move over 1/2 inch from over here. 1/2 inch is going to be the red line. Here's my 1 inch blocks. So the red line should be halfway in between. I'm eyeballing because again, my choices are 1 inch or 3/8 inch. So I'm going with the 1 inch. That looks like 1/2 inch. The red line's right there. And that is where the edge of my quilting is. That looks pretty much 1/2 inch. So I'm good there. Now what I'm going to look at is 3/4 inch from the bottom. So there's my red line. There's the red line of my quilting design right there. I'm going to move this up above. Almost. Oh yeah. That's my quilting design. He's about a third of the way up here. That's a little tougher. Let me go back. Let me see if the other markings will make it easier. I'm just going to do that. That design. See, you can see the bottom of my design. 3/8 inch. Grids. 3/8 inch. 3/8 is 0.375. Okay, I'm going to go back to the inch and eyeball. Oh, you know what I need to do? This is what I need to do. I'm going to bring it all down here. So that's on the marker. So we're not going to align from the top. We're going to align from the bottom. Sometimes I have to do this problem solving in my head. We're going to go 200%, and there's my quilting design. The red line just popped in there. I'm going to move my quilting design. Here we go. There. So now it's right on the 1 inch mark. And now I'm going to go to my balloons. There it is. And this is a... Is that 1/2 inch? Okay. Line the 1/2 inch from the left side of the quilting design. Okay. That's 1/2 inch. And then 3/4 inch from the quilting design. There's the outline, and that's the quilting design. Oops. It shows the star. The star right on that edge. The balloon. Do you see how the balloon, the edge of the balloon is right above that star? That's what I'm going to use as point of reference. There's my star. I'm just above it. And then I'm going to look over here. This balloon, see the little tie? I'm just to the left of that tie. Okay, I'm going to be good with that. This was easier for me, just to get point of reference. Like right above the star and just to the left of the little tie on the balloon. And that's what I'm looking at. There's my tie on the balloon. I'm just to the left of that. There's my star. I'm just above it. That was way easier than the grids. And I'm just going to say okay. And then I'm going to go here and get rid of my grids because I always find those confusing. This is how you can get rid of them. I have some people come in and they have the grids on. I'm like, do you like the grids? And they're like, no, but I don't know how to turn them off. So then we turn them off. But you do want to turn them on sometimes. Okay, this I'm going to take back to 100%. This is not grouped. So don't try and move it here. I'm going to go embroidery. In this page, it's, whoops. I'm outside of my embroidery field. Hang on. I can move outside of my embroidery field if my hoop is not on. So let me take that off. Now I can move it. I am like one click to the left, but now it's grouped. So I can go ahead and lay out, move, center. I'm going to go straight up. There we go. And we can say okay. All right. First step is it is going to do, go ahead and take this thread, or actually I can use this thread. First step, we're going to do the placement line for the batting. And just so I know what I'm working on here, I'm going to go ahead and touch this button right here. It's going to show me what we need. Remember, turquoise is placement, orange is tap down. We're going to need our batting, so you should have a piece of batting that is going to be 6 by 8. And I don't have that because I used it. I used that batting when I did my first one that I messed up on. So I'm going to cut a piece that's 6 by 8. Hi, Mama. Poppy, what do you have up there? So I'm going to give this a little shot of spray on the wrong side, which is the bumpy side. And I'm also going to grab my background fabric right here, and I'm going to give that a little shot of spray too. I use Ganol KK100 when I can find it. Here it is. This is the spray I use, and it's my favorite. And we carry it in the store, and I feel like it's so much better than any of the other sprays I've used. I didn't cut this perfectly. I figured if it went over a little bit, that would be fine. Poppy thinks she's a kitty cat. She's been laying on the back of the couch. And I'm also going to spray my background fabric right now, too. Make sure there's no dark threads on here. And no dark threads on the back of your fabric. And make sure you spray the wrong side of your fabric. I've been known to accidentally spray the right side by accident. Just rushing and grabbing. All right, we're going to lay that down. Before you push it down, just feel around the edges. Make sure you're at least a ½ inch bigger than all the sides. And now we're going to do the tack down. Oh, Diane, I don't know if there's going to be any learning. Maybe learning what not to do. That seems to be the gist of it lately. Oh, you know what I did last time? I didn't put the foam down, and I wasn't able to recover from that. Oh, you know what? That was not what not to do too, because that was my tack down for my There you go, Diane. Learning what not to do. Okay. How do you recover from this? We are going to cut our thread. And then I am going to go ahead and I love these. The little snips, either these or my, sorry. Okay. And then once you get it going, you can just use your Kai seam ripper. And we'll make quick work of this, but you don't want to leave this because this is your trim line and sometimes it can show. But you can be pretty, I don't want to say rough with this, but you shouldn't cut your fabric. Okay, that was done on purpose so I could demo this amazing tool. Not. And, you know, you can always use this too. But this, I think, is easier. It's a little harder when you have batting. Out of practice. Ooh. I can hear Poppy chewing something. I'm going to have to check that. Just make sure she's not into something she shouldn't be into. Okay. Once I get this out, remember, if you have pre-cut your batting, you do not have to do the tack down for the batting because it's already done. Hang on. I gotta check that dog. Oh. Surprise, surprise. She's chewing something appropriate. Okay, this will be attempt 3 at balloons 2. Let's get these threads out too. All right. This is what I love those other tweezers for. And they're actually across the room. But the ones that have the seam ripper with the tweezers, I love those. Because sometimes you're going to get little threads like this that you just can't get with your fingers, and you can just grab them with your tweezers. There we go. All right. Done. And now what we're going to do is, this was placement. This is tack down. That's placement for the background, tack down for the background. This is going to be 1/4 of an inch outside of that last stitch I was doing. So Linda, are you doing UFOs too? If you start an OAC project on one machine, should you use that same machine for the whole project? I don't know if you can see it over there, but I am doing OESD on my multi-needle. Do you see it? That's Everett's Cottage. So I just started that. I have it paused right now because it's really loud. You know what? I can't answer that. I would say if you're on all Baby Lock and Brother, just work away on whatever machine. I go between my multi-needle and my regular machine. I don't really worry about that. But maybe if you're like Janome and OESD. Hi, Shelly. Okay, quilting stitch. I'm going to go put white in because I'm playing it safe. And I was looking at, I think Kathy Bolin, I think it was you. I think I was looking at your pillow the other day on her sew-along page. And it looked so beautiful and so clean and so gorgeous. And I think you did all your quilting in white. I was looking at it and I was like, okay, let's just do the safe thing. Here we go. Quilting stitch. 4 minutes. Terry is working on So Happy. Looks like a lot of people are finishing that one up, huh? So we were at dinner with friends last night, Kathy, and one of my friends was talking about how her dad, every time she texts him, he's like, well, you can get that at Costco. Toilets, you can get that at Costco. Ladder, well, you can get that at Costco. We were giggling about that. Costco's the best and the worst, isn't it? Like, Amazon is the best and the worst. Because I for sure miss all the mom and pop stores. The downtowns, bakery, the Woolworths. I miss Woolworths. I remember that when I was like a kid, and I remember Woolworths had like pets in the back of the store. I guess like maybe Woolworths was like the beginning of like stores that had it all. We had a store in town, like the art supply store, and then we had a store that had all of the dance stuff, and there was this store that had all this sporting goods stuff. Like, I miss that. I love the convenience of it, like Amazon and all of that. You use Ghost White. Is that 0003? Was that Ghost White? You know what, chilling's good. If you can chill, I want you ladies to chill. I can't chill. I have to do stuff. Like, when I'm, someday when I'm retired, I'm gonna chill so hard. I'm gonna join the salons and just be like, I'm chilling. So I already prepped my fabrics. And I didn't have the lime. I did these when I was at home, so my balloon's gonna be a little different. I had this fabric which was lime-like. And then I had this yellow, but my vinyl doesn't go all the way to the side. So I'm gonna be mindful when I place that down. And then I have these. So I already adhered. Oh look, little piece of something under my vinyl. You want to try and avoid that. And we're going to read the instructions because the first thing we're going to put down after this is going to be our flexi foam. So let's get our flexi foam. And I don't know why I'm just sitting here because I said I was going to be trimming my blocks out. I'm going to get all my blocks that are ready to trim too, and then I can sort them. What is this? Look at this treasure trove of finished blocks that haven't been pressed. Oh my goodness. This is Dana's. This has to go to the store. Has to go to Jana. Never finished this. Don't even know. Is this filler block 18? Uh-oh. May's cutie. Okay, you are seeing all my dirty little secrets. You know what this is? This is piece rose that never had the quilting done. So we're gonna use my projector. I took that out of the hoop. Sometimes I get really excited to take things out of the hoop and they're not even finished. Never finished this piece rose. How about we do that? Holders. Oh my goodness. This is embarrassing. What is this? One whole section sewn together. The sewing machine. Look how empty this is already. Okay. Taking all of that out. Oh my God. May. All of the butterflies are done. I'm embarrassed. Look away. I feel like the worst. You don't look. Just look away. This is just gonna make you sad, especially when you see this. Do you know what this is? This is cappuccino. Okay, and then oh, look at this. This is Christmas tree. Done. Ready to stitch. Oh, sorry. Those are bad dogs. And then these cuties. My first cuties that I did January. And this one I did my own fabrics. Okay. June, April, layered. All I have to do is stitch in the ditch. I hope you don't think less of me. All right. That should keep me busy, huh? I think I have plenty to do. Here we go. All right, let's go ahead. We are going to lay down flex foam. And we're going to read the directions and we are going to focus. And then I'll cut some blocks and we will do whatever we should do. Why be embarrassed? We all have them. You know who doesn't? I'm pretty sure Miss Kathy Bowen and Miss Lynn Geldmeyer, Dana Harrison. Those are the superhumans. I'm just human. I'm only human. Born to make mistakes. All right. You missed the smell of warm cashews. Oh, that's such a sweet memory. Okay, what was Rose's department store? What? I've never even heard of it. Is that like a regional thing? Like, what is that? Okay, so we already did this, or I already did this. I already attached the protective paper. So I'm going to go ahead and stitch the balloon base for the flexi foam, and then we're going to place the flexi foam. Again, I never trim my flexi foam beforehand. I always do my flexi foam after, because you never need, the pieces they call for are always way too big. But because it tells you color doesn't make a difference, I'm going to flip the page until color does make a difference, which is the lime. So, oh no, is it lime? Is that lime? That is lime. Let's go ahead and grab the lime. Plus it's a good color that I can see. You know what, Cindy? Yeah. Cindy works full time like me. And we do the best we can. We do the best we can. Let me put this away. I buy my wife by the King Cone because I go through it so fast. And you know what, Cindy? We need to be kind to ourselves, right? I think the thing that stresses me out is I promise you things and then I don't live up to them sometimes, and I don't like that. I want to do everything I tell you I'm going to do. Okay, first thing we're going to do, this is flexi foam. And I have all my extra foam. Did Patrick show you the short video of my sewing room and my mess? I think we have a messy sewing room and drawer mess. You know what? Margaret, I walked over while he was watching it and I heard him giggling. So I don't know. I was like, what's that? And he goes, Margaret's room. So I'm not sure. I didn't watch the video. You asked about Shout Hooray. Yeah, I thought I emailed you. Oh, darn it. I totally have Shout Hooray. I actually have 2 fabric kits left and I have the embellishment and the other thing. So let me put this down and I'll go online and I'll change that because I have to change a couple of things, don't I? So I'm going to lay this down and I'm not even going to spray it. The thing that makes the Kimberbell foam different from like the Pellon stuff, it's a little bit thinner. But if you don't have it, just use the other stuff. Just use your Pellon. It's totally fine. Okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to hit the stop button and I'm going to trim it. Because it's going to go straight to the other one. So when it cuts and it heads over, then I hit the stop. And it's going to do the resettling, like the needle, the thing goes up and down, but it's not going to start stitching. Where are my snips? We'll go ahead and use these. Yeah, we have that. So, you know what I need? I need a pad of paper. Because I need to write down all the things I need to do, or I'm going to forget. Where is sticky and pen. Okay, number 1. Fix spreadsheet. Shout hooray. Balloons. 2. Hoop. Hoop should be 7 by 12 or 8 by 12. Okay, number 2. Shout hooray. Fabric kit. Make not sold out. Okay, I'll do that in a little bit, but it's on my list. Let me go ahead and trim this. What else am I missing? You missed the Sears. Oh, yeah. I have been working. Oh, this is cute. I wasn't going to do this one. This was a no-go one for me. And then, I just love the colors. It's like bright and cheerful. Shelly, did you get your machine out? Have you been playing? I'm thinking we are not going to start Cuties on Monday, Cuties 2. I'm going to check the calendar, and I think I'm going to start it on, if I don't have anything going on in the store on Friday, we're going to start it on Friday in the store. If I do have something on the calendar, I'm not sure, then we are going to start it the following Monday. So we're close, but because I have a couple more people I need to get their stuff to them. I'm worried about getting it to them in time. Just because Kimberbell has been sold out. Oh, yeah, well, I guess it's Maywood's really. Because Maywood's is the one who makes the fabric. They've been sold out of a couple of the fabrics for months. And I'm just waiting for this to be back in stock. And I'm getting some of it on Thursday. To get my OESD stuff done. I mean, not my OESD. My Oh So Delightful, because I have a couple spots in my sewing room that I'm going to hang it up. I think it's time I actually put some stuff up. I've been saving wall space because I have some paper pieced quilts that I made that are like have my heart. Hope everyone's had a great Memorial Day weekend. Whoop. How about get you on there so you can see this? Sometimes when I'm cutting them, I go, ooh, I didn't know my arm could go around that far. Here we go. Fluff it from the back. Make sure that none of your embroidery design is under there. And now it wants to do stitch the balloon tack down, trim the foam close to the stitch line. It is going to do placement stitch for the balloon fabric. That's next. So stitch the balloon one placement line and place your fabric down. However, remember, it's just going to go right over that, so you really don't need the placement line. Placement line is turquoise, tack down is orange. And I'm going to be really mindful of this. I'm not going to talk too much. We're going to put this one down first. So let's give it a little shot of spray. We're going to put it over this balloon up top. Make sure you're covering the whole thing. Give it a little press down. Let's change our thread out. I guess that was not the color that mattered first. It would be this one. And this one is Sprout. Here we go. Okay, because it's a little poofy, I'm just going to assist it. When you're assisting, I want you to watch out for that black screw that goes up and down. He's so painful if he gets you. I know that because I've been gotten before. Now we're going to trim the fabric close to the stitch line. The reason I had to redo this is because the foam line was a little bit further in, and the stitch line showed it just didn't work. I could show you my block. Okay, let's trim. And you have to be careful because these scissors are so good. Sometimes you trim the stitch. So get close, but not too close. We still haven't sent out our Evite for the kids' graduation party, which is going to be on it's going to be on Father's Day. We still haven't, ooh, look, I got really close there. We still haven't even, we moved in 2019. We still haven't even had our housewarming party. We're a little behind. That's okay. A little bit's okay. You don't want to get too much. All right, now we're going to go ahead and we're going to put down the green. The green's going to go on this one. Let me give it a little shot of spray. We'll lay it down. Okay, I'm just going to kind of hold it out because it's sprayed down, but it's puffing it up. I think we'll be good. Okay, trim it up. If you hold it flat, you're going to be more likely to cut that stitch. So I'm going to hold it up a little bit at an angle. And just try to not be so aggressive about it getting so close. There we go. That one was perfect. Okay, next one. Placement line. We are going to lay down the pink. So let's use our hot pink thread. Oh, shoot. No, this is the tack down. Sorry about that. We didn't need that. Now it's tacking it down, but whatever. They're on this, they should be pretty close to the same. We are going to do the next placement and tack down. Okay, here's placement. I was trying to remind you to look at your screen and then I forget. Okay, we're going to put this down over here. Your fabric is directional. Just be mindful of that. Here's my tack down in orange. I'm looking at my screen. So this one's not poopy. The balloons are super cute, Gail. As long as you have the foam, you can't go totally wrong. Everything's workable. The last one's I forgot the foam. That's why I'm redoing this one right now. And then I'll go ahead and maybe I can splice those videos. I don't know if I can, because this is going to be from a live feed, so I'm not good at that kind of stuff. That's like when Patrick and I fight, is when we're doing when we're editing videos, because we don't communicate well when we're doing this. Because he wants to talk a certain way and I want to talk a certain way. Okay. Placement. Turquoise. And I'm going to give this a little shot of spray, but again, I don't have that vinyl going edge to edge on this, so I have to be careful when I place it. See how it's like from here to here? That's fine. It covers it with plenty of room. So I'm going to go slide it up like this where I can see. Hi, baby love. Here comes Miss Pops. And there's Mr. Momo. Alright, I think we're in good shape. We are just going to go ahead and do all our satin stitching. And I think while it's doing its satin stitching, I'm going to go ahead and start doing try not to get too close. These scissors are so good. That's how good these scissors are. I mean, I know I've seen people struggle getting close. These, I have to worry about getting too close. There we go. All right. This is going to look so much better. Let me look at your notes. Is there anything I need to attend to? Okay, this is our first one. I'm going to go ahead and put lime in. Oh, I'm surrounded by puppy love. There's like Mr. Momo. And here's Miss Poppy. So cute. Okay, while it's doing this, boy, I scared Poppy by being loud just then. We're gonna do this color. Let me get my colors. Much better. Let me clean up a little bit. I'm all about cleaning up now. Now that I have space and places to put stuff. My issue is when I feel like I have space, I feel like I can bring in more or get stuff. And so I just need to keep myself in check. Alright. So we have lime, then we're going to do hot pink. All my thread is kind of already set out, so I think we're good. I'm going to go ahead and trim. We're going to go over here. And the land of forgotten embroidery projects. The land of forgotten. Renata, you sent an email. Oh no! Okay, Renata, I will look into that. So, let me figure that out. I'll track it and see what happens. Shoot. We sent everything insured, so let's look into that. Okay, let me heat up my iron. Let's get the big stuff out of the way. We're gonna do the little stuff first. While my iron's heating up, I'm going to go ahead and trim everything from the back. What's this? What are these? I think these are inner borders for me. It's just a hodgepodge of everything. Okay, and I like to cut from the back. I like to trim and then press. Well, I like to cut them apart, and then I press, and then I use my rulers to make sure they're nice and square. Okay, next color. While we're doing this, I'm going to put in my next color, which is going to be hot pink. And I don't pull my thread back. I unthread, and then it falls out right here. Like, you don't have to worry about it. But I know a lot of people, you trim here and then pull it. No, you don't have to do that. You can just unthread it backwards. Past step number 2. And then you should be able to just have it just fall out. Foot needs to be up. Okay, hot pink. Go ahead and stitch. Oh my goodness, Renata. Let me talk to Patrick. Now I'm all stressed out. We gotta figure that out. We need, you know what? This I'm gonna press this and then I'm gonna trim them. This, I keep my corners and I sew it together. So I have a corner piece in here somewhere. Just about a quarter of an inch, just in case you need that, or half an inch. Save that. That. Let's head into that one. Be mindful of that. I have them in all different directions. That one, that way. Oh, see? I sewed that together. I'll use that again. Okay. Next color, you're not going to see it. I'm just going to go ahead and put my next color in, and it's yellow. I'm using cornflower. Cornflower. still missing. Sandra, I sent that. So yesterday I sent you the pumpkin pizzazz prep video. So there's a prep video, and I sent that directly from my email. And then the pumpkin pizzazz, you should have gotten also the pumpkin pizzazz class video, and that was actually, I think that was a video that I filmed ahead of time, so it wasn't even a class video, but all of that was sent yesterday. So let me put in this next color, and then I can check on that. This is a perfect time to play catch up and figure out what's going on. So let me put these over here, this one over here. I'm gonna press these, and then I'll trim them apart. And I'm gonna get on my computer and figure that all out. But let me see what email address I sent that to you. But have you checked your email from? I think I did that yesterday, Sandra. I only received the prep video. The other video would have been from YouTube. So check your junk. Make sure it's not in your junk first. And I'll check mine again. It does sometimes spit out some email addresses. So I'll check your email address and see if it's spit it out. Sometimes it doesn't like it. Ta-da! Ta-da! Okay, you got the prep video though. Alright. This one, I'm going to quote. And I think this one, let me measure that. Because it looks like it means I'm going to have to add another layer of muslin, but that's okay. 4.5, so I have to go my 5x7 hoop for that. Maybe we'll do that next. 5x7. Quilt this next. Already has the batting in it. When I quilt this, I'm going to be using clear blue tiles for that. Because a lot of your designs will come with block by block, and then they'll come with clear blue tile. Block by block is if you're going to do placement line, add your batting, all of that. Clear blue tile is just the quilting design. That's what the difference is between those two. I know sometimes people are confused about that, and they don't know what's what. That's what's what. Okay, last color. You're not seeing, but I'm putting in the last color for my balloon. It's going to be Sprout. So, Poppy, I don't know if you know this, but Poppy doesn't really like little people. I think, I don't know if she's scared of them or if she thinks she's the boss. So we had a little around all weekend. Our friend Johnny, his daughter, she's 5. So cute. But it was good training for Poppy. Let's use this. Smaller. That's the other nice thing about muslin. It's thin. So it's not going to add a whole lot of bulk to this. Ta-da! We're going to do this like that. I might just spray it down. We'll tackle that next. Okay. While that's happening, I'm going to go ahead and press some of these. And I'm going to press over camera's over here, so I'm going to press this way. And I really like to, sometimes I will add another mat on this. I have another mat, my 17 by 17. I'll put it on there so it doesn't like get down to my cutting mat. You need some moisture, so I'm going to use just the best press. And I spray from the back. I like a low table. Like, I don't like cutting height because I'm short. I like to go one direction, the other direction. And you just want it to be flat for when you trim. That looks gorgeous. I'm going to do this one next. This direction. For me, it's all about my body weight over it, so it's not as hard on me. And are the balloons done? Hang on just a second. Let me check my book just to make sure. And we did all of that. Remove the block from the hoop. We're going to trim it to 6.5 by 8.5. I'm going to go ahead and pop it out. Balloons are done. You will add some more embellishments to it, but just not right now. Here we go. And these we can go ahead and trim out too. These will press. Whoop. I have a fancy spot for my hoops right now. I don't know if you saw it. It was like a fancy Amazon box. I'm working on like the best solution. Like I can't decide because the unique furniture is real wood. So I'm thinking, because there's like a little pull out, I'm thinking I really want to put like a little piece of slat wall on it. And that way I can put hooks wherever they work out for me. And I'm not going to be married to like one configuration. We'll put them up here. I have a spot here. There we go. Need elastic. I don't know if you've ever used these before. They're my favorite because you can put them in your hair and you don't get a lump. You don't get a lump from your... I could put it in my hair for a day, pull it out, and my hair is all smooth without a lump. I don't know if that makes sense. Okay. So yeah, I had my scan and cut out this morning. I was actually just scanning on it because, like I said, Michelle and I are working on this project that's going to be, well, number one, it's going to be amazing. Number two, it's going to be scan and cut. If you don't have a scan and cut, don't worry about it because you can just cut your pieces manually, but we're going to be cutting all our fabric pieces on our scan and cut. And then it's going to be, so she's going to show you how to load all the pieces and then cut all the pieces. And then it's going to be IQ Designer. I'm going to take over from there and do IQ Designer. And then the piecing. And then we're going to do the stitching with, because it's a hand stitch project, hand embroidery. But we're going to scan it and let the machine do the work for us. It's going to be amazing. I'm looking at your notes. Thanks for giving me... Oh, shoot. You know what, Sandra? I don't want to forget you. Let me get my little notepad to put on here to figure out your pumpkin pizzazz video. I will figure that out. Pumpkin pizzazz. If I can find a pen. Here it is. So at the store on Friday, I was carrying a notepad around, and I felt like a waitress because I was like, I didn't want to forget anything or anyone. Flat. That's what you want. Before you trim these, you want them all to be flat. No puckers. And don't worry about puckers. Oh, look at that. Fabric got folded back. You don't need to, oh yeah, fabric got folded back everywhere. You don't need to worry about the puckers if you're using like your mat and like your wool mat, or maybe an OESD press cloth will do the job for you too. Okay, make sure everything's flat before you press it. All right. And this, they're not totally square, but I'm not worried about it because when I trim it, it'll be beautiful and flat and square. My Gizmo loves, sorry! Don't know what that's all about. There they go. And it isn't there. Wall hooks. Just reading your notes. Hey, you're going to have to leave if you're going to cause such a ruckus. Okay. Hang on just a second. Go. Yes. Go. Tricked him. Renata, is that the name of your dog? Is your dog's name Gizmo? Beautiful. Beautiful and flat and gorgeous. This right here, this piece is going to go like this anyways. So I'm going to hold it like that. And I'm going to give it just a gentle press, and then we're going to really get in there. So last night when we were at our friend's house, there were 3 seniors, 2 of them mine, a sophomore in college, a freshman, and a junior. So we had, but I remember looking at them last night and thinking, oh, and then we had a 5-year-old. And just thinking, just taking myself back to that age, you know, and you're so excited and college is happening and it's so exciting. And anyways, I was just thinking about how much fun it is for them right now. And how awkward it can be. One of the boys that was there didn't know the group where they all knew each other. And just so awkward at that age. embellishments. There's not enough of the black and white twine for the balloons. Oh no, they didn't have enough? Did you, I can see what I have if I need to send you some. May? Why isn't May done yet? These have lots of lumps in them, so you gotta press them beforehand. They don't lay flat. And that's okay. Just plan on having to press them. Okay, here's the difference. And I don't know if you can tell. But this is, do you see? Pressed and not pressed. I mean, it's a huge difference. So, just take the time. Take the time. And you can press. Press is just holding it down. I iron because I am too impatient. So gorgeous. Oop. And go from the back side. Were you guys on the live feed for my Oliso story? And if you weren't, I'm going to tell it to you. So I was pressing my fabric for Everett's cottage. And I was like, oh, and press from the backside because you never know when something dirty is on your iron. And then all of a sudden my iron started spitting out brown water, which told me, number one, I need to clean my iron. I don't use a lot of water. Every once in a while I do. And most of the time I use like Best Press or something in my spray bottle. I'm thinking maybe I need to not use any water in there, period. How many of you do not put any water in your iron? Oh, it was horrible. Like brown, like sewer water. It was disgusting. So then it just started spitting it out. And then it just died. It like the light stayed on, but the auto lift wouldn't work. And I thought for sure that was it. I was like, oh no, my iron's broken. And Patrick said, well, you've had that for a while. And I was like, well, I should have it for a long time. It shouldn't just last like, I don't know, it's probably like 3 or 4 years old. Like it should last longer than that. My very first iron that I owned, that was my iron. I got from, well, I must have had something like before then. But my first real iron I got after I got married. It was on my my registry list. And it was a Rowenta. And it lasted until I moved to this house. So to 2000, got married in 2000. And the iron lasted until 2019. So I'm like, my iron should last at least 20 years, right? So I thought it was a goner. But I thought, okay, let me just reach out to Oliso. And they just sent me this quick little troubleshooting guide. It involved like turning on, turning off of a bunch of the features. Like on with the steam, off with the steam, on with the lift, off with the lift. And unplugging it. And then plugging it back in and doing some more of that. And then it worked perfectly. So if you've had an Oliso and problems with it, don't give up on it. Just email them. Not that that doesn't mean they don't sometimes break, but... Renata. Press and not press. Pressed, they line up better when cutting and sewing together. Yeah, you know what? I definitely move my fabric. If you iron, your fabric will move. So, yeah, they may line up better with just those lines if you just press. For me, the biggest reason, I have tape on here, so I'm going to remove that. Biggest reason I don't press is I'm too impatient. You have to be patient. You have to just lay your iron and just trust and leave it there. And I love ironing. So, oh my goodness. We're going to have to get this to stay like that. Just going to swing it over. Yeah, your fabric won't move and distort if you press like it will if you iron. And especially if you iron like me, because look at me. I call it aggressive ironing. That's why I don't cut to the lines, because my lines move. But I'm okay with that. What's left here? We've got this. Maybe we'll do the quilting for the piece rows that I have to finish, and we can do the quilting for these pinwheels as well as the 9-patch. You know, I thought about it, but then I didn't do it because you know how I feel about it. I thought, oh, we could start out with quilting of my OESD borders, because I think that's all I have left to do. Not OESD. I say OESD, but I mean OSD, oh so delightful. I need to do those. So when we do cuties, I think maybe I'll just film it the night before. And I'm going to do my border, my inner and outer borders. That's how I'm going to start. So nothing is a UFO. Everything is finished. What do you think about that? I'm going to leave the balloons on because I do have to do some quilting. I do not use... So Kathy, you've gone through 3 of them. Did you reach out to them? Do you want me to send you the troubleshooting guide that they sent me? Because I couldn't believe it. They were like, we're just going to send you troubleshooting. And I was like, oh, I didn't realize I could. I was really calling to talk to them about warranty. Because I thought I was just going to have to replace. I wanted to see what my warranty was. And when they sent me my little troubleshooting guide, I was like, oh, this is awesome. Let me see if this works. And it worked perfectly. I was elated. Because, I mean, more than anything, like, I want my stuff to last. I don't like throwing stuff in the landfill if it still works. And I was so happy that it was fixable. Although, did you see the new one they have out that's so cute? It's like, it looks kind of mid-century modern. It's kind of retro looking, but it is adorable. Okay, I'm going to leave this one on. We're going to do that one later. Oh, I've got another itty bitty here. Okay, let's... Okay, let me try and just press. Yeah, why can't I just press? I can press aggressively. I can hold it down, push it. I don't know. I just like to iron. I like this. I like the motion. I feel like I'm doing more. buttons and who presses? Is there anyone impatient like me? Are you all, do you all do the right thing? I want to be like Renata. I want to press. I just love this. It's so satisfying. And then I just trim. Then I just trim wherever the fabric moves. Oh my God, Sandra, you do? Sandra, you're goody goody. No, I'm just kidding. I want to be like you. Okay, I wouldn't call myself a true quilter. Like, I love to quilt. But, you know, even when paper piecing is probably my love. And Sandra has her Rowenta. I have that one, the tank iron too, but I can't use it. Like, my shoulders are my weak things. And just lifting that weight up was just too much for me. These are so cute. Let's go ahead. I'm going to trim those in just a minute. Let me put this out of the way. I'm going to move this, my scraps. And I'm going to set up to do... Let's set up. We're going to set up to do the quilting for this. I do need to find my spreadsheet. What is this one? This is, I have a little thingamajiggy here that I put my current spreadsheets in. But this one is all oh so delightful, isn't it? It's trying to be organized. It's a delightful book. Shout hooray. Cuties. Where's life is better? That's what I'm looking for. We'll just use this because it's in here. You just have to flip around. That's what I don't like doing. So, life is better in full bloom. Whoops! Patrick, can you see if you could reset? Can you check? Can you get your computer?
Are you live?
I am live. There's Mr. Patrick. Say hi. You look huge in this room. Like you're like Gulliver's Travels. I'm a Lilliputian.
My mom's coming to dinner tonight too.
What's my crab cakes too?
Okay.
Maybe make a shopping list.
Okay.
Okay, 5x7. My stress level just rose. We're having friends over for dinner. And then Patrick just said his mom's coming too, which is great. I love seeing his mom. Okay. Embroidery.
Did you just say my stress level just rose?
Yeah. My stress level. So Sandra F did not get her pumpkin pizzazz, but I sent it out yesterday. So I need to check and see if she's on the list. Okay, we are looking for Life is Better quilting. And the design we want is Life is Better, the blue one for Rose. This is Rose 1. We want Spring 2 4x4. Here's Spring 2 4x4. The dogs are outside the door demanding to come in.
Sad puppies.
Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I am going to, let's go ahead and go embroidery. Oh, you know what we can do? Let's go edit, move, scoot it up. I've never used the real-time camera. Oh, you know what? I don't think I had an option on here for clear blue tiles. I might not have put that on here. So same thing as just going to the quilting stitch. So I'm going to go ahead and put my hoop on, slide it on, and we are going to use the real camera. So this one takes a picture of what's in the hoop. This one shows you what is under your needle. And I've never used it before, so we're going to use it now. I was hoping it would show the design too.
Oh my god.
Let's see if that did not show the design. So I just want to see if this is in the right place. We're just going to go ahead and put it right here. I'm not even spraying it down or anything. My real camera.
Poppy, come on.
You can leave them in here. See, you can see my fingers that are moving around in there. But I want to see the design on top. So we can do one or two things. Let's just go to the projector. I'm just going to say, okay, this is if you have a Luminara Solaris. Then you can go to the embroidery page and just turn on your projector. If you don't and you have a camera, then you would use the camera. But I'm going to use the projector and then I'll put my fabric to fit. Now, your camera view is about 3 inches by 5 inches. So right now it's showing me that lower part. I'm just going to, you move your camera with your finger. And then you move your design with the arrows. So here we go. This is showing me where I am. I'm going to move my, I just moved my, and it's hard for you to see, right? Because my stitching is in white. I'm going to lift that up. Let's see my stitching right there. I'm going to put that underneath the orange part. There we go. And then I can check the bottom part. So really easy to just check. Yep. I actually need to scoot this over that way. Perfect. Looks good. I'm just going to do the quilting. So it's that easy. When you have a projector, another reason to have a Luminara Solaris. Use your projector and then you can just put it down and check it. If you could use a heat press when there isn't plastic or melting type item. Finally had all my... Okay, so can you use a heat press? Are you talking about a heat press just to iron? So, yeah. I don't see why not, right? You could totally just use a heat press. I think there are people that use heat presses sometimes. Okay, I'm just going to put in my white thread, and then we've got to do some fast forwarding. Yeah, why not? You could use a heat press. Yeah. And then you don't have to sit there and be impatient like I am. You don't have to have shoulder injuries like I have. Like I do. Yeah. That makes me go, shoot, I need a heat press. How flat can it get? Will it get your stuff super flat? And do you, when you use a heat press, do you use moisture for a heat press? I don't have one, so I don't know. Oh, Renata said she does it all the time. So, Renata, what heat press do you have? Is that something we should carry? Okay, I've got to skip a bunch of steps because if you look here, all I want is the quilting, which is going to be this. So I'm going to go here where I can go forward and backward stitches. I'm going to just touch in the orange. It'll take me there. And then I'm going to go forward one to get me to the very beginning of the quilting stitches. And now I'm going to go ahead and just do the quilting. And I didn't even spray. So I'm going to kind of hold it here just for it to start. And I think we should be good. Oh my god. Oh, I thought Faye was on here. We never heard from Faye. So hopefully we hear from her soon, or we might just have to do another drawing and we'll play Let's Make a Deal. And then when Faye gets in touch with us, then we can schedule our Let's Make a Deal with her. A 14-inch plate? That sounds great. So this is what you do if you get impatient and you think you're at the end and you pull it out of the hoop. You can just go back. The other thing we could do is we could have marked the center. If you don't have a camera, if you don't have a projector, you could mark the center of this embroidery and lay it down pretty square and just use your needle drop. I mean, it might be off a millimeter here or there, but this quilting isn't going edge to edge anyways. Done with that one. How about we do the quilting on, let's try the quilting on our pinwheel. I gotta check and see what size hoop that goes into. Oh, I'm gonna check Miss Poppy and make sure she's chewing on something appropriate. Yep. Poor Momo's over there just staring at Poppy. I thought we had some good treats for him too. All right, where is this so delightful? Filler blocks. Pinwheel. 5 by 7, so we should be able to fit it in there. It's going to be 2 by 6 inches. We're going to have some waste left and right, but that's okay. You know what I'm going to do instead? I'm going to take this out. We can hoop something with this later, but I can take my my 8 by 12 fabric, so the balloons, and I can run it this way. I can run it left to right because we're going to just do just a little section over here on the side. I was using, so you know I bought that and we sold them, the matte cleaners, and you kind of swipe them. Well, it worked so well. I used it upstairs in my living room on our like velveteen couch, and then I also used it on, I was using it on the carpet. And now I can't find it. I'm going to just put this in here. We're going to run it this way, fabric this way, instead of up and down, left to right. You are not married to just having to run it left, like up and down vertically. You can run it horizontally too. Okay. You only about have a half an inch of no-sew, so I'm making sure there's no fabric peeking under there. All right. How fun is it to finish? My God, it feels so good. Doesn't it? Get stuff done like this. And I get confused too. I'm like, what do I have left to do? You don't have to use moisture for the heat press, t-shirt press. It does allow you to use moisture if you want. Do I ever use the snowman stickers? I use the snowman stickers. Yeah, I love the snowman stickers. So I'll use the snowman stickers for like when I'm doing t-shirts, onesies, tea towels, things like that. I think the snowman stickers are incredible. Okay, let's go over here. That's another thing I feel like people don't use. It's not hard, but you have so many options when you have like a Destiny or a Dream Machine. And then when you get a Luminaire or Solaris, you have even more options with your placement. So we are looking for celebration 5, 2x6, and this is Shout Hooray. So I'm going to go home, embroidery, Shout Hooray, quilting. Where are you? Here. And we want celebration 5, and we want the 2x6. Here's our 2x6 set. And I'm going to scoot it over this way because I have room. Edit. Move. And we'll just go straight over. My hoop is not attached. Oh, my hoop is attached. But it will let me go out of that grid line, but not in the next page. So I'm going to go, well, let me see if it will let me go out on this page. Oh yeah, it will for sure. I'm going to go okay, and then I'm going to hit touch embroidery. This is the screen from which you embroider from, and it will not allow me to move it out of my embroidery field when my hoop is on. So I'm as far over as I can go, and you're going to see that's how I have my fabric horizontal, and I scooted it all the way over here. Let me grab my pinwheels, and let me grab my batting. So this is what we're going to be doing, and I'm just going to do white. The safe choice. To scare my husband. Oh my God, have you watched those videos? I mean, I totally understand sometimes. This is not right. So, I obviously cut this around 2x6. Am I on the wrong? Hang on. Let me go. Let me find. Wrong book. Let me get the right book. And let me see what it says in there. We might have to fix the spreadsheet. Pinwheel. Here we go. Pinwheel block. Batting. Our final size for this is, Poppy has put it in one of those. Oh my goodness. Is that just the cutest thing ever? It's so cute. Okay, this is going to be 2x6 when we're done. So it's really going to be where this stitch line is. I'm going to grab my little ruler, just give it a little measure. And it's really 2.5 by 6.5. 2.5 by 6.5 is the batting size. Am I looking at the right thing? That's right. 2.5 by 6.5. Let me cut this. This isn't even close. I don't know what I was thinking. Hang on, I'll be right back. 2.5 by 6.5. I'm gonna fix that in the spreadsheet. Unless I like completely sewed it together wrong, which I don't think I did. 2.5 by 6.5. There we go. That looks right. Let's go ahead and let's stitch out our design. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to do the placement line. I have white in here right now. So this is going to be the placement line for the batting. And you know what we figured out? Well, I'll just go ahead and do this. Is we can just take this and spray it in here and just do the placement line for the background fabric. But I'll go ahead and do the placement for this, but I'm not going to lay it down. Because then when you do the placement for the background, it just kind of pushes things around. So I'm going to skip the next step, which is going to be the tack down for the batting. I'm going to come right over here. We're going to do the placement for the background. So we're going to do this. That's what you really want. Oops. And I'm going to go ahead and give this a little shot of spray. Both pieces in my spray tin. So I'm actually going to spray the right side of the fabric because I'm going to take the right side of the fabric and put it here so it's facing up. And then I'll spray this. Let's go ahead and show you what I mean. Give this a little shot of spray. We'll center it to this. Then we're going to spray this whole thing. The back. And then we're going to lay it down. I need to do... Oh, I'm freaked out by spiders. You know what? Am I supposed to trim this? This must be it. I must, because I'm not fitting in here. Maybe I'm supposed to trim that before I put it down. We are. Okay. Should measure 2.5. If not using the block by block method, trim the block to 6.5 by 2.5 and make sure the pinwheels are centered. So, because this is bigger than this. I'm going to go ahead and lay this down here. And I am going to trim this down and then I'm going to lay it down. I'm scared that, just want to make sure I'm doing this right. Let's go ahead and I'm going to use the projector again because I'm scared about trimming it down right now and accidentally not having it right. Now I'm right here. You cannot use the projector unless you're on stitch 0. You can't move the design. You can't do anything. So I'm going to go ahead and just hit this button here that says 0, or I can just go to the very beginning. But let's do this. I'm going to say okay, and I'm going to turn on my projector, and then I'm going to make sure it's all right, and I'll trim it after. Because I'm paranoid. And I want those lines to be inside of my other lines. There we go. I'm going to drag my projector down with my finger to the bottom part so I can check that. I just want to make sure this side is right. And now I'm going to check this too. Make sure that's right. That looks good. I can press it down now. Check my sides. Those look good. I'm going to move my projector up with my finger. Okay, I'm going to move it all the way up again. Okay, I'm good. I'm going to just move it and do the quilting. Now I'm going to go here And there's my quilting. This part right here, I'm going to touch in the orange. I'm going to fast forward. I can see my quilting stitches. I have my white in. And let's just quilt away. And then I can trim it down. Whoops. I'm holding the filming arm right now. Sassy. It's all about options. Whoop. Okay. So did you see it drag across this point right here? I'm going to put mine. You can see how low that is. I'm going to raise my presser foot. Let's go. You don't want to, I'm just going to go 0.8. Hopefully that'll be enough. Because it's flatter here. You don't want it too high. But watch it as it goes over those. And if you have a needle break, just know it's thick. Ooh. Yeah, he does want to push up. I'm going to go to 0.1. Don't forget to put it back when you're done. Okay, no push there. Okay, when we're done, we're going to set that foot height back down, or else it's going to cause problems. Okay. Foot height. Take it back to the regular foot height. When your foot height's too high, it's going to cause your fabric to, your upper thread, whoops, to shred. Hang on a second. Let me fix this. Okay. What's next? We need to quilt our 9 patch. Where's my ruler? So 1.5 by 2.5. So you can trim that down and just put it right in there. I'm going to trim it later, and I'm going to trim it to that outside line. All right, we are going to quilt the 9 patch now. Might as well. 9 patch. Let me grab my guide. And the 9 patch quilted in your 6 by 10 hoop. That's not going to work because it's going to be 1/2 inch bigger. So 6.5 by 6.5. So I'm going to just keep it in this. Let's put our design up just to confirm. I couldn't crochet. Just reading and you guys are just chatting. I love it. I love it. Just like a little community. And you'll be familiar with everyone's names and I don't know. It's just nice. We were talking about, I was talking with some of the gals. We were cutting fabric and these 2 gals came in. I had no idea that they were friends. So, I was like, A1's just like, where everyone knows your name, kind of like Cheers. And then we were trying to decide like who we would be. I think I would be Shelley Long because she seems like kind of uptight, and I think I am too. I'd like to be Kirstie Alley. I'd like to be Carla. She's so sassy and she doesn't care what anyone thinks, but I care what everyone thinks. So I don't know if I could be Carla. Okay, maybe I'd be Woody. I might be Woody. Patrick would definitely be Ted Danza, but I can't think of what his name is. Or maybe he'd be Cliff Clavin. All right, 9 patch. We are doing Celebration 6. Where am I? Shout Hooray, quilting. Celebration 6. and 6x6. He beat Cliff Clavin because he has so much to say all the time. He knows everything. Set. Hoop size. 8x12. Yes. Because we can't do 6x10. We're bumped out. Yes, we're bumped out. Could do 8x8 too. All right. Okay. Let's go ahead and rehoop. And we'll quilt our 9 patches. Your husband would be Norm or Carla? Okay, why would he be Norm or Carla? You gotta tell me why. Because that's kind of funny. Norm or Carla? What is the name of Ted Danza's character? Is that his name? That's his name, right? I love that show. It's definitely like a favorite. I was supposed to trim that down. That's why I struggled a little bit, because I didn't trim it down to the 2.5 by 6.5. But it's okay, I'll trim it now. Now that it's quilted, it'll get trimmed. After this, I'm gonna my 10 needle is going to be humming. So they sold out of the color is 5374, and they sold out of it. But I had something comparable in Rheingold. I have a lot of Rheingold. I don't know if we've ever talked about that. And I think I found the perfect color. So I was kind of at a standstill. Here we go. Okay. In. Everything's flush. Feels good. Let's go. Take this to the machine. Okay, I'm back. I'm going to look at why your husband would be Norm or Carla. And if he is, that sounds kind of fun to me. Okay, here are my patches. Here's my batting. Now let's come back over to the machine. Did I already load this? I think this is it, right? Okay, I'm going to move this all the way up to the top. Let's touch embroidery. Let's scoot it all the way up. Move. To utilize all of that muslin. Carla because he's sassy, and Norm because he has never... Oh, he sounds like perfect. Like sassy friendly. Carla's not always so friendly, though. She's funny. Okay, let's do placement line. We are going to do... I'm just going to do the third step. Placement line for the batting. I'm going to skip that because I'm just going to spray this to the back of my 9 patch. I'm going to skip the tack down. I'm going to start with step 3, and that's the placement line for your background fabric. So let's go ahead and go right here. Okay, I'm going to let the machine stitch that out. While it's stitching it out, I'm going to spray my batting and my background fabric. Remember, you're going to spray the right side and put it down. So here is 9 patch, and I'm laying this down right in the center. Doesn't have to be. Now I'm going to spray this again, and I'm going to place it right in here. And I'm using white, so I know it's hard to see. Do we need a certain corner? You know what? I'm just going to lay it down. And we're just going to make sure we're in all of our lines. I'm going to spread it. I have no machine under right here, so I'm not going to do that part. We're going to skip the next step, which is tack down for your batting. I'm sorry, for your background. We don't need that. We're going to go straight into the quilting stitches. And those are maybe a little bit thick. Maybe I'll put my foot height up the tiniest bit. I'm going to go to 0.8. And I'm going to be watching because I don't know if I've ever had my foot, whoops. I don't know if I've ever had my foot drag the center seam around like that. I'm going to go back to the beginning of that stitch. Whoops. I'm going to hit thread first. It's a good idea, huh? Thread the needle. Okay, and now let's start stitching. I think there's one where that's in the top corner, and maybe I should have paid more attention, but I'm just going to lay them down. Because it's not like the stitching is really directional, the quilting. There are some thick spots here, so maybe the 0.8 is a good call. And you're not married to 1 foot height, but you just have to put it back to default when you're done. So we'll leave it at 0.8 for both of these. And then I'll move it when we're done with both of these. Okay, while it's doing that, I'm going to get my other 9 patch ready. I'm going to spray the smooth side. There's my head hitting my light. Someone is dreaming. And I'm going to lay this down in the center of this. I usually cut it a little bit bigger. And now it's ready. So it has the batting down the center and it looks beautiful. And this one's almost done. We'll rehoop and then we'll lay this one down. So you're doing step 3 and then you're doing the quilting. the Halls is going to look like. What is Deck the Halls? Is it Deck the Palms? Is that even called Deck the Palms? Are you talking about the project Deck the Palms, the event? Because I did just reload and I added pictures to our listing and it's super cute. Super, super cute. Okay, I'm going to take this out. I'm going to rehoop. So check the site and you'll be able to see what it looks like. It's adorable. Whoops. Let me go ahead and rehoop. I'm going to do some rehooping right now. And our other 9 patch is ready to go. Ooh, okay. Pop that puppy out. Oh, look. So I'll have enough to fit it in here, but I'm just going to go ahead, put this at the top. We're going to use every last bit of this. And let's hoop away. This might be thick down this. Oh yeah, I think it went in nice and easy. Actually have to tighten it up. Okay, hand tighten. And then we're going to tighten with our hoop screwdriver. All right, go ahead and pop this in. We're going to do the same thing we just did. I don't even have to load a new design. Maybe I'll flip my blocks around though. So I'm going to just say okay. And we are going to go to this step, the placement. So make sure it's turquoise. Go ahead and hit start. Oh, and I just didn't even check. I probably could have scooted that down, but you know, what am I going to do with the rest of it? There's not that much fabric left. I probably could have scooted them down, but not that much. I love using every last bit. I'm going to go give this a shot of spray, my prepped 9 patch. Hi, princess. She's not always acting like such a princess. He would be the good-looking Sam. That's right. Was it Sam? Was that his name? I mean, all the names for I can't remember that one. He said he'd be the good-looking. Wait a minute. He'd be the good-looking Sam. Was there a, like, not good-looking Sam? Did somebody else take his place? I can't even remember anymore. That's why Patrick would have to be. He'd be a combination. Whoop. Oh, Poppy. You're going to get thrown out. Okay, skip to the quilting. This is how naughty she is. Do you see? She's been climbing up on my long arm, climbing on the back of the sofa, and she has been climbing on my sewing table. Naughty dog. Super naughty dog. And now she's being bossy. Look at how sassy she is. That's what you call sassy puppy. She would definitely be Carla. Okay, here we go. Let it stitch out. Don't forget, we're gonna change our foot height back. Sam Elliott. I gotta watch that movie because you ladies and gents all talk about Sam Elliott from Roadhouse. I just can't imagine, like, I know Sam Elliott from Tombstone. And I'm like, yeah, he's okay looking. He's no Brad Pitt. He's being goofy. I think we've gotten through quite a bit, huh? I mean, this is all stuff that's been holding me back. After this, I'm going to have to go and get some food for dinner, but I'm going to be, literally, I'm just going to keep working through all this stuff. I'm not quite sure how to catalog it. Maybe I'll just do something like working on UFOs, and then in the description, I'll put what I worked on so that people can find it. I think it pulls up by keyword searches in the description too. Oh my goodness. Ted's never really done it for me either. I'm trying to think of during that like time period who my Hollywood crush would have been. That's like full on 80s. Is that like early 80s, or was that mid 80s, or was that like late 80s, or was it 90s? Okay, I'm gonna heat up my iron because I'm gonna press these out too. I should do my other piece rose, shouldn't I? So maybe I could sew together Life is Better. Let's see where that is. Piece rose. Okay, here's one piece rose. This is the one that I had to finish because I forgot to add the quilting, and I'm going to just trim about 1/4 of an inch below that. And why don't we hoop this up and finish that piece rose, and I think that's going to do it for me today. I should just sit and sew like in the evenings too. But you know what happens? So a lot of times I just film because you gotta be on it when you're live feeding. And you have all seen me be so not on it. And also, if you're sewing with me for instruction, I don't want to give you wrong instructions, which I have. I'm sure there's probably some frowny faces. You know how you could do thumbs up and thumbs down on YouTube? I'm sure there's some frowny faces. Okay, here is pieced rose right here. The other one I think is done. And right here are my instructions. Let's go ahead and do this one. There is, I think I even have the back done for this Life is Better in Full Bloom. So we've got to make this one happen. How cute are these? So here are my my 9 patches, my pinwheels that I can trim down, my balloons, the bright ones. Pop these out. Okay. So have you ever, I forget the name of the sisters. They're like mirror twins. And they're pattern designers, and they also, like, I met them at the Reno Quilt Show. They're wonderful. Are you leaving? Wait, I'm not leaving yet. Are you all leaving? I'm still doing one more. So they're mirror twins. Change to a larger embroidery frame. So that's what it's going to say if you put on a small embroidery frame and you still have a design up. So what I like to do is fool the machine by just undoing this and pulling it back. And then it thinks you have no hoop on. So we're going to go in here and go home. Okay. Embroidery. I'm not going quite yet. I'm going to do this last stitch out. This one is rows 3. So rows 3 is spring 2 4x4. Spring 2 4x4. Spring 2 4x4. Spring 2. Oh, here. I was gonna say it's not on here, but it is. But it is. Spring 2 4x4. I always check to see if there's a horizontal and a vertical. Set. Choose your hoop size. 5x7. Good habits. Choose your hoop size. And then we're going to add. Don't move that yet. Add. And Life is Better. PES. I name them Life is Better PES. Life is Better Quilting. Pieced rows. And the pieced rows is centered. So you don't, now you touch embroidery and now you move it because it's grouped. Layout, move, up, arrow. Oh, look. It's going to allow me to go out of my embroidery field because I am not clipped on. But once you're like this and the lever is down, now you can just touch the up and it will not extend outside of your embroidery field. Nice. Okay. We are going to piece in the hoop. First step is going to be laying down our batting. So we are going to do the placement for the batting. Let's go give it a shot of spray. Look how gorgeous. Oh my goodness. So there are so many new gorgeous colors coming out for Kimberbell. Like, just absolutely beautiful. Spray the wrong side right here. Like, they're just adding to their basics, but they're adding the most beautiful colors. Like, they have tufted. It's called Kimberbell Tufted. And you've seen it in all their projects. I can point it out. It's probably going to be in some of the fabric that I put on right now. But they're adding, like, a lavender. And they're adding like the polka dot, the small polka dot. They're adding all of these amazing colors. I don't even know how many they're adding, and I'm gonna kind of have to buy as we go because there's so many new colors. I was looking for my background fabric, but there is no background fabric because this is gonna be pieced in the hoop. So we are gonna skip ahead. There is. The batting's already cut to size. There's no background fabric. We're going to go to the template. That's the quilting. That's going to happen at the end. Don't forget it. We're going to do the template. It's going to go right on top of this. And why don't I put a color you can see in? Stay till you kick me out. Okay, we'll do last call, which isn't yet. You guys are funny. Make me laugh. I like to do a color that's not too dark. Like, I never really do this in black because I'm scared it's going to shadow through somehow. didn't even check my foot height. Look, that could have caused me problems. I am going to leave it right now because I want that foot to glide over my batting. I'm going to just repeat to myself. I'm going to also put my finger here so it doesn't catch that batting. My finger's like right here on the start stop. Whoop. Do you see how it was pushing this? Bad foot. And then I will put it down, but I'm going to just leave my finger right here. See that edge? That edge just floats right over. That's a good edge. It's when it's going the opposite direction. Oh, now he's catching it, so I think we're good. And it'll be probably good coming down. This is where you have to be careful. We're good. Okay. I cut mine, and I cut it a little bit bigger sometimes. Kathy, did you really finish 24 bowl holders? You're like incredible. Yes, we learn what not to do, and sometimes we learn what to do. Okay, first fabric that's going to go down is going to be one of these solid ones. Little shot of spray. This is the only one. Well, actually, you know what we've been figuring out is that we can spray all of them. And here, this is going to go down like that. Okay, now it's going to be the trim placement line. Get your scissors because we're going to do some cutting away. I love piecing in the hoop. So much fun. It's like coloring with fabric. I would like to get back to the sew-alongs where I was a little more organized, but lately I've just been flying by the seat of my pants every day. Just like holding out. I always tell people like how I feel is I feel like, okay, so this is my fabric. I am going to give it a little shot of spray here. And I'm going to put my foot height back down while I'm thinking of it. I feel like I am in the ocean, in open water, treading water with the waves sweeping over my face. That's how I feel every day. And I don't know if you know this about me, but I'm really scared of water. I'm a horrible swimmer. It just doesn't come naturally to me. Like I see people I see people doing the crawl. Is that called freestyle? I don't even know what, like, that's what I grew up calling it. Do they call it the crawl? And like it's very unnatural for me. Like treading water. I see people doing it and they're so effortless. Like if I fell off the back of a boat into the open water, I would drown probably instantly. And then the other thing is I would reek of fear, and so the sharks would come and eat me. And I hope a great white would do it so it would be fast and over. So I don't like the ocean, I don't like the lake, I don't like boats. Okay, next one. And when I do this, I really just focus on this picture and where the next fabric is going to be. So the next fabric is going to be right here. So that is going to be this one. Oh my goodness, there's so many cute versions of this. And I love this fabric. I think she has done the most incredible job. I don't know if she does it or if she's got a think tank, Okay, I'm giving these a little shot of spray so when I flip them over, they're going to stick. You don't want to, you also want to hold it down. So you're laying it on the line that you just cut. That is your placement line, and it's your tack down line. Right now, it was our trim line. Now it's going to be the line where we place. And we'll fold our fabric afterwards. So this can get sticky and drag around if you're not careful. So you wait for the needle to go in, then hold it on the other side so it doesn't move. And if you want it to be super beautiful, you could take this off, press, and use your clapper. I have one of those like fantastic ones from Lynn. I think somewhere on our site is the name of the gentleman who made them, and making her bowl cozies. I stinking love my bowl cozy. It's like one of my favorite things in my kitchen. Everyone uses the bowl cozies in my house. And with the kids going to college, I'm going to have to make them their own bowl cozies. I'll just leave that piece. Okay, look at your picture. We're putting the piece right above this one. So we're doing this right here. Gonna give it a little shot of spray on the back side, not spraying the front. I am so in love with my sewing room right now. Whoops. Forgot. Good thing the machine told me. It's just my space is so much better and so much more usable, and I feel motivated to like clean because I do have places I can put stuff. I was so unmotivated to put anything away before because I didn't even know where it was going to go. But all the drawers have created so much room. My kids want some also. My sister would like them also. Yeah, who doesn't love a bowl cozy? You know who doesn't? Sage. She was looking for a project to do. I was like, Sage, you should make bowl cozies, and she's not into them. Oh, you know why she's not into them? Sage doesn't use a microwave. Like, she has one in her house, but it's so high up you have to get a footstool to use it. So, I think people who use microwaves love the bowl cozies. Okay, now we're putting this piece on here. That's this one right here. You got to be careful placing this because it's small, and so it needs to be centered to that stitch that you just did. Okay, let the needle catch it and then hold it on the opposite end. So you're gonna, if you don't hold it, it's gonna drag the fabric around. So there's my needle catching it. I'm going to hold it up here so it doesn't move around. I'm going to watch out for that guy, that screw. He's the worst. Oh my God, Cheryl? Is that my Cheryl? Is that Cheryl with the corgis? I was just talking about you the other day. I had a, hi, Cheryl. I had a conversation with somebody, and this is your trim placement line. They were talking about how they wanted a mini corgi, and I didn't realize like how big corgis were until I was around your corgis. Yeah, where are you going?
Where are the dogs?
Over sleeping by the door.
I'm gonna go look at ingredients for. Let's just do crab cakes and this stuff.
Can you wait?
Yeah.
Patrick and I are going to go shopping together because we're so in love. We can't bear to be apart. I was telling Violet how, you know how I always joke that, okay, center it. I always joke that we shoot hearts out of our eyes at each other. And I was joking with her and I said, sometimes, I said, well, Dad always shoots hearts out of his eyes towards me. But sometimes when I'm mad, I shoot flames. And my flames burn his hearts. And then they fall to the ground in embers. We were laughing so hard. But I think secretly, sometimes Patrick shoots flames at me too. 2 miniature schnauzers, Tucker, and... Oh, so I was thinking somebody else. So, Cheryl, you have mini schnauzers. Maybe that's what I was thinking. I love schnauzers. So, when I graduated from college, I wanted to get my parents a dog. And my dad's allergic to dogs. So I wanted to get him something hypoallergenic, and I got him a schnauzer. Well, I mean, this is how unprepared I was. Number one, back in the day, this was like 1992 is when I graduated from college. So I found an ad in the newspaper for the schnauzer. And, okay, next. What color is next? I found an ad in the newspaper for the schnauzer. I went there, like, in the middle of the night. I lived in, where did I live? I think I lived in, like, Newton or something at the time. Outside of Boston. And I went there with nothing. I mean, I literally showed up with my checkbook. And so... I don't even know if somebody would have let somebody like me take an animal out. Whoops. See that one? How it moved, but I think it's okay. So, I had my checkbook. I paid for the dog. It was the middle of the night. So, I drove up to this person's, and I think they must have known I was coming because I'd called beforehand. But it's not like today where you like text them and be like, oh, I'm almost there. And I went in. I can't even remember how I chose her. But we named her Maggie. My parents have a strong Korean accent. So they had scratched her name into her name tag phonetically, how they say it. So they called her Maggie. Megi is what they put on her name tag. But, you know, her name is Maggie. They called her Maggie. And she was the best, absolutely best little girl ever. It was the first dog I ever had. And we just loved her. She was a Korean dog. She ate rice and kimchi. Yes, they didn't shed. And my mom used to trim her hair. And she was so sweet. She was just the sweetest girl. And I felt so bad that, you know, I lived on the West Coast when she passed away. I couldn't be there because I was here. And I just wish I could have been there. Cheryl, I totally know you. And for some reason, I was thinking Cheryl Wise. That's who I was thinking. Look how cute this is. Is this just adorable? Okay, next piece that's going to go down is going to be this one. And then we're going to be putting on the, like, what would kind of be considered background pieces. Oh my goodness. So cute. I think if you like did this traditionally, it'd have to be paper piece, right? Is there like any other way of doing this? Like if you were... There we go. 1/4 inch seam. So you are just doing your placement line, you're trimming, and then you're folding the fabric over that placement line. Isn't Maggie just like... I always tell people I've never met a Maggie I didn't like. Maggies are just like, whether it's a person or it's a dog. It's a popular dog name. And the other name I love is Molly. I've never met a Molly I didn't love too. That just hasn't been the sweetest. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and we're going to start putting the white pieces down. You have 3 different sizes of white pieces, so just be careful and make sure you're laying the right one down. The first one we're going to lay down, let me see which the first one we're going to lay down. It's going to be this little one first. Little spritz. There's 2 schnauzers in our neighborhood, and they make my dogs go crazy because they fence fight. Like every time we walk by their house, they're at the fence, and then my dogs want to fight too. Maggie, she was just the sweetest. You know what you can do too is you can maybe, I'm trying to think if you could trim that a little bit down behind it. Okay, this piece is also going to be a little itty bitty. Cheryl, where do you live? I was thinking of Miss Cheryl Wise because she has corgis, and I didn't know that they made minis. Like, did you know there's mini corgis? But corgis are not that small. Like regular corgis, they're not that tiny. Okay, center it to that stitch. So your 1/4 inch. Keep your finger on the other side. And this is like, I've always sprayed in the hoop, and somebody said, can't you pre-spray? And like, it's one of those things where I get, that's right. I just do things one way, and I forget there's other ways of doing it. And like, this is so much smarter to do it this way. Because you're not spraying in the hoop. Oklahoma, where the wind comes sweeping down the plain, where the waving wheat can sure smell sweet. We know we belong to the land, and the land we belong to is land. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, another one of these. That's right, Cheryl. I'm singing to you. Okay, Mama. Hang on. So cute. And I'm not going to forget my quilting either. I actually, when I did all the blocks for Life is Better in Full Bloom, I finished them and I went, I'm done. I'm going to sew it all together. And then I looked and I was like, I only did 1 of 3 quilted roses. And then it never got finished. And I think there's border pieces I need to do too. Maybe we'll do one more finishing UFO day. Maybe that'll be next Monday. And then, because I I think we've got time with cuties because autumn isn't coming out until like the end. So I think if we did, okay, this one's a big one. Is this a big one? Wait, how many big ones do you have? Let's see how big this one is. Let me check and make sure. Top right. I don't want to mess it up. The bottom down here is definitely going to be a big one. And I think this is a big one. This one, because we have these two. I think I should have 3 big ones. I'm going to go in with a big one. Let me spray it. I'm missing one. Whoop. Oop, got heavy-handed there. Heavy-handed. Give it a little fingernail press. I have 2 of these. Okay, I'm going to go in with this one. I think that's going to be big enough. Your local quilt shop no longer dealing or carrying Kimberbell. It was nice to be able to pick up extra fabric. Oh no! Oh, that's a bummer. I wonder why. I gotta tell you, Kimberbell is super popular in our store. You know, we're big Kimberbell dealers. We do every single project. But it can be expensive for the dealer. Just doing all these projects too and carrying everything. Like I try to carry a little bit of everything. I feel like with Kimberbell, you kind of have to go all in. You either go all in or not. You can't kind of do it half-ass. It's got to be all or nothing. Just hold it at the other end. Otherwise it does kind of like slip and slide around. There we go. Oop. Attach the embroidery frame. This one's going to be a little, and then you're going to do a big in the last corner. It's going to be do an outline stitch. Miss Kathy Bolin, I think you must sew all day, every day. Because I can't believe how much you produce. I always feel so bad because I always have such big plans. And I get really tired when I get home. So my big plans usually fizzle. And then I go online and I see what everyone's doing. I need to see the posts from the underachievers. That's what I need. And then I can be like, oh, they didn't get anything done either. The people that post are the overachievers and they get so much done. So, underachievers with messy sewing rooms, and I would like to see your posts, please. And then I'll feel better about myself. I I do like, because I did get some pictures from some people with their sewing rooms. And I was like, oh my God, that room looks just like mine. Everyone, they had like Deb F. She had a bunch of plastic containers. I was like, that is totally my room. Because I keep buying these plastic containers because I think they're going to make me more organized. And Patrick's always like, that's not going to make your room more organized. I just love plastic containers. I love plastic so bad. I'm addicted. Okay. Oh, thank you, Cheryl. I wish I knew, I wish, it doesn't tell me who used our affiliate link, so I can't send a thank you. But just know that we're really thankful, and it does help. Like, it makes a big difference. I was thinking I need to order some, too. Because, they don't sell the retailer. The retailer, like, quilting designs, like, all of those things from the Bolt, like, we have to pay retail for that. So I was like, ooh, I've got to, like, figure out what I need. Okay, before I pull it out of the hoop, I'm going to change my thread to white, and I'm going to do my quilting. And could our timing be any better? It's 2:58. It's 2:58. It's... I was yelling at Patrick because he hasn't bought me any junk food. I don't have any Funyuns. I don't have any cheesy poofs. I don't have anything good. All I have is healthy snacks. I'm going to go right here to the orange. I'm still in turquoise. Now that's the orange. And there's my quilting stitch. He wants me to live a long time, so I haven't had any junk food. The only junk food he bought me were tortilla chips, which I like, but I don't like them like I like the other stuff. So while we're stitching, all I can think of is like junky food that I want to eat. Sandra, you should check it out. You should consider it. Like, okay, this is what I have next to me now. And I haven't even filled up my top drawer. Lots of room. These are all like my embellishments for the Kimberbell kits. I literally have these in like 20 different spots all over the room. What's in here? Ooh, my pre-cuts everywhere. I have them all over the room in all different spots. And like just stacks of fabric. Ooh, more pre-cuts. Aren't this gorgeous? Now everything's all together. I had them like under here. I had them under, like they were just everywhere. So I was bringing them home and I didn't have a spot for them. What's in here? Ooh, all my surgery thread. Now everything's in here. Because once again, I have this all over. Now over here, and like I love that everything's in arm's reach. My patterns. I finally went through them all. Whoop, I'm trying to get this up there. And I did, these are like things I want to do soon. This is all Kimberbell books. There's my, and this isn't unique. This is just something I got on Amazon. But my Anita Good, and then books. I have all my paper piecing, all my OESD. I went through, part of it was just like this. These are all bags. These are clothing. I think those are clothing designs. Pumpkin stems. Gotta have pumpkin stems. But part of the part of what made the furniture so great was, I know this sounds silly, taking the time to organize and group my things together, because that made a big difference too. All right, this is done. We are at 3:00. Thank you so much for joining me. I will see you tomorrow at the store. We've got some stuff to talk about, and have a great day. Happy Memorial Day. Enjoy the rest of your holiday, and I will